Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. With the terrible weather we've been having here in the UK lately, all the rain and the wind, a little bit of fog didn't seem so bad. So off I tripped down to the woods, which you can see at distance. It's quite foggy, but all I really need to do is see that feeder, which I can quite easily. As I zoom in here, one of our new portable small feeders. Portability being the watchword, my two-man pop-up hide I bought from the Stony Show last year comes into its own. Here's the setup, the HD recorder on the right, and I sit in the centre, peering through the middle hole at the feeder, with my Hunter's Vermin-inspired shooting sticks wedged into the forest floor, providing a very stable platform that I can rest my rifle on to get the best picture I can in order to make the shot nice and clean. First visitor to the feeder this morning is this little robin. I have noticed this feeder has gone down about halfway since I put it up. I don't think this one's completely to blame for it either, so I'm suspecting some squirrels might be on the way soon. Right on the half-hour mark of being there, I look up and spot this fella. Never saw the approach. He's feeding quite happily. I have to point out the design of this feeder. It's only got a ledge big enough on the side for him to sit. The tendency then is for him to sit looking straight at me, and I prefer that with my firearm. The full-on headshot goes straight down into the heart and lungs and the body. You get the full 25 foot-pounds dissipating into the squirrel to give the maximum killing power. As you can see there, it dropped like a stone. And 15 minutes after that one, this one turns up. And again it sits on the left hand side of the feeder, on the only place we've allowed it to. When I stop fidgeting and fiddling, I'll pick the gun up and ease it through the hole in the side and try to find him in the sight picture. When he's sat up, that's the sort of shot we like to see. The safety's off, which means I've picked him up. I'm just waiting for him to sit back up again. Another good head impact there. Drops stone dead to the floor. Here we have a close-up of the feeder. And the two squirrels I shot that morning. Missed to start his lift now. Two in the bag's better than none. Time for a quick wound inspection. You can see the pellets not straight to the top of the skull there, into the brain. It's tracked down into the body after that, hitting all the other vital organs, dissipating all its energy, providing a clean kill. And the same with this one as well. I was very pleased to notice the snowdrops coming through, usually the first sign of life starting to appear as the days lengthen after Christmas. And there they are, ready for preparation, bit of skinning and gutting before freezing, ready to go off to the scouts. So I picked the first one up ready to skin it. Notice there's a lump under the skin. So I cut the skin open with my knife and notice it's a Crossman Premier that had gone in through the head and run out of steam down by its lower rib cage somewhere. There's a closer view of it. So that basically dissipated all its energy into this squirrel. Not surprised it dropped like a stone. Now we have another two, skinned and gutted, ready for the scouts. I'll hand you over to Bro now. This is the first squirrel he sees on this session. He hasn't shot any to date. This one turns up. Seems to be quite nervous. It sits on this branch we've put there. Seems quite twitchy. Jumps back on the tree. Disappears up it out of sight. He has to wait a little while longer now until this one comes down. Not sure if it's the same one, but it's quite nervous all the same. It comes and sits a bit further up the branch than it did last time. On the face of it, it looks like it could be a possible shot. So as Bro moves around with his gun, trying to get into position, seems to start moving its head a bit more, which is what you don't want. It moves so quickly you can miss or at worst wound. so it's best to wait till they sit still. It starts to move towards the feeder. Very nervous indeed. For all we know, there could be another squirrel somewhere nearby. Eventually it makes it to the feeder. It's finally made it to the middle now. It's sat there staring. I'm not sure if it's seen Bro or not. What he needs it to do, sit down, start to feed, just like that. And then it gets a pellet straight to the top of the head. Just seeing a bit, it's caught it just above the eye, straight into the brain, killing it stone dead. So just the one for Bro today, and there it is, dead on the floor. A quick inspection of the wound. The pellet's gone in just above the right eye there, straight into the brain, dropping it stone dead. Looks like the pellet might well have gone through to the side. Probably an exit wounded amongst all that clotted blood. Not one to be put off by a single squirrel session, and believing there to be more in this wood, Bro comes back for a second go, a few days after the last one. And he was quite correct, there is some more around. And this one comes quite quickly into his session. I don't know what happened to our bit of stick we put there, but it's disappeared for some reason. But it hasn't put the squirrel off at all. He's got up another piece. Bro's trying to find him now. Trouble is, Bro can't shoot with his glasses on, and he can't see the camera without them on. So he's continually swapping between them. He's looking over the top of the camera trying to work out where it was. And then he noticed it's already got itself on the feeder. So that's always a good sign. I've left this bit in now just to show you how frustrating they can be. Very often they'll make a beeline straight for the food, grab a handful, sit up, munching away, offer a perfect shot. This one seems to be turning his back, doing something. So you just got to be patient. It looks like it's finished messing about now. It sits there looking straight at Bro. Might have seen him as he messes with his camera. But no, it runs straight into the middle of the feeder, grabs a handful, starts feeding, which is what they normally do. There's the sound of the Daystate Harrier X's safety catch coming off. Bro's got his glasses on, and he shoots it straight through the top of the head. These are all involuntary nerve twitches, so the parapel's crashed into the brain. It's not breathing, it's massive spasms, and as you'll see in a minute, it's hit him straight through the brain, so he never felt a thing. And that's it, dead. Maybe it's because the end of the pheasant season's almost upon us. This hen bird appears. Maybe she knows. We don't often see them. Pretty little birds, very good camouflage. It's normally these we see. Looks like her boyfriend's out for an early morning meal. Wasn't long after that, the second squirrel of the session turns up. Bro's struggling to pick it up in his viewfinder. Where did it go? It looks like it's gone around the back of that tin, straight to the feeder. Dashes in, straight on the food. Excellent. Bro gets the camera lined up a bit and reaches for his gun. And takes a nice shot to the head. Quite clearly see where that one's been hit, straight to the brain. Bleeding out the ear there. More involuntary back leg kicks. That's another dead one on the ground. So that's number 2 of this session. As it kicks its last, another one bites the dust. And Bro assures me this is a kestrel. The camera hasn't picked out very well with the backlighting the way it is. There was another one as well in a tree nearby, which we'd not seen before. Not long after that, Bro spotted some movement, tries to pick it up in his camera. It's going up the tree, and there it is. We missed it the first time on the small viewfinder. She's still panning up the tree trying to find it. As he comes back down, does him a big favour and moves. Quite obvious when they do that. It starts to flap its tail all agitated. I don't know whether it's seen him or whether it's looking at the ones on the floor. It's not a happy squirrel. But eventually it comes down and gets on a log. It's looking straight at Bro. We've both taken them like this before now if they stay still, but you see that head movement? So quick. Got to be ever so careful. And a quick pan around for it now. And it's sat on a feeder already. Excellent. It's sat upright and looking quite calm now, so Bro's taking aim. Just got to sit still and he'll shoot. A nice headshot, or so it looked. Bro follows it to the ground, looks it through his scope. As he reloads, you can spot it breathing. That shot wasn't exactly perfect. They don't normally breathe. So he exits the hide to go and finish it off. Here's where they fell. He effectively ended his session by leaving the hide. This is the first squirrel. No argument with that. Straight into the top of the brain. That's why that one dropped stone dead. This is the second squirrel he shot. Just behind the eye, top of the head, straight into the brain, no problem. But this one, he's hit it low for some reason. He was aiming high into the right where its head position was and hit it low into the left. And if you see that little head movement, just as he committed to take the shot, you can see why. He hit it just there, it brought it to the ground, and it wasn't stone dead. He couldn't take a shot, so he exited the hide. It's the right thing to do. Now we have 3 with the Daystate Harrier X. Not a bad morning after all. Included this footage just to show how frustrating it's been at some of the other places we go, trying to get these squirrels on film. The only one that turns up to this feeder probably makes a beeline for Bro's hide. Who knows what it's up to? But it runs in until he can see it no longer and disappears off unharmed. Never mind, it'll probably be there for next time, eh? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.